Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope you're well. I want to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Gemini out there, so guys, take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Remember too, the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating, Gemini, you get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Gemini? Gemini. All right, Gemini, you are starting out with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. You have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Tower in reverse. So there's somebody here, Gemini, that you're not currently speaking with. I do feel like you're kind of going back and forth about whether or not this can be repaired. You might be going back and forth about whether or not this person was honest with you. I do feel like there was some sort of an argument and there was some hurtful things said either from your side or from theirs. But like I said, you know, can it be repaired? You're trying to make that decision right now. But I also feel like you're trying to find your balance here as well. Be careful with your money this week too, because you may be in a situation where you're kind of having to rob Peter to pay Paul. You don't really want to discuss this or talk to anyone about this, and you're trying to avoid financially having a tower moment. So be careful with your money this week. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Gemini's energy. All right, the person in your energy has the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So this person definitely wants to talk to you. They are hoping to talk to you to create a new beginning. There's something to do with a passionate new beginning. This person's very passionate about you. They have been feeling isolated. They've been feeling left out in the cold, rejected, abandoned. And I do feel like they want to have communication. They want to, if they live at a distance, they'll even travel. They definitely want a new beginning. But you're a little ambivalent about that. Let me see the energy between Gemini and this person. The Three of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, the time is here. You may have both been kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. There could have been something of a standoff between the two of you. I feel like you weren't planning to go towards this person necessarily. So I feel like maybe you were waiting to see if they were going to come towards you. They're definitely coming. So if you've been waiting to hear from somebody, that's coming about. Show me what's affecting this connection. The Queen of Wands. This is a very passionate connection. This is action though. This is action oriented. I do feel like there's been a lot of passion between the two of you. And I feel like you may look at this person and feel like, you know, this is not generally your type perhaps, or there's something unusual about this person, or perhaps they're viewing you that way. I do feel this person is going to take the action to communicate with you and or visit you. So let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. And that's going to present you with a decision. Show me the outcome for Gemini. The Devil in the reverse. All right, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy is here as well. But this is coming out of toxicity. So I do feel like something toxic is what caused this thing to blow up. And it caused the Tower moment for you, Gemini. I feel like this person felt very rejected, abandoned. And so neither of you want to deal with the toxic energy. There was something toxic, but whatever it is seems to be resolving. And we'll clarify that. So bottom of the deck is the Death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, but this is indicating to me that there was an ending here and that there was something toxic here. There was something that was eating away at this connection. So let me let me clarify. Spirit, why is the Knight of Swords in reverse for Gemini? All right, we have the Page of Wands reversed. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Lovers reversed. So you cut this person out. You cut this person out and you basically said, you are not my person. Now, you may have had a choice between this person and someone else, but I feel like you have not been talking with this person. I feel like you are pretty... When this happened, there may have been an argument or there may have been things that were not said. But I feel like you got kind of depicted as the bad guy in this situation. You don't feel like you're the bad guy. And so I feel like you haven't been open to talking to this person. And, you know, you're deciding whether or not you are now. So I feel like you went in a whole other direction, possibly towards someone new. You cut this person out. You haven't had communication with them. But it looks like they're coming towards you. Let me see the Two of Pentacles, because it's going to present you with this choice that you have to make. All right, there's that Queen of Wands and the Strength card. So at some point, there was definitely a passionate connection here. You may be trying to figure out whether or not it's possible to have that, you know, with this person again. I do see that you've been working on yourself. Yeah, and for some of you, Gemini, you might be deciding that the only thing that you really had in connection with this person was a physical, passionate connection. Regardless, I see you weighing up the pros and cons about what it is that you should do. And I do feel like you're going to make a decision and you're going to stick to that decision because you're not fear-based at this point. So let me see the Tower in reverse. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed and we have the Sun in reverse. Yeah, you don't know if this can be rebuilt. You don't know if there's any stability to it. You don't know if this person's coming at you with this toxic energy. So you're viewing this person as being toxic. You feel like you kind of got scapegoated, that this person made you out to be the bad guy. And I feel like when you cut them out very decisively. And I do feel like you're trying to make a decision here about what it is that you need to do. So, and I feel like you just don't quite know. You don't quite know. You do know you don't want to have another Tower moment. You do know you don't want to deal with toxicity. And so you're trying to make the decision about whether or not this person, you can have happiness with this person, if there's any stability to this, or if you should just keep it as is. So let's look at their energy. Show me the Eight of Wands for the person in Gemini's energy. Show me the Eight of Wands. All right, we have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Cups reversed. Yeah, this person's definitely coming in. They've been holding their emotions back. And I do feel like they're going to come in. They want to, you know, they want to be able to have a second chance in this connection. And I do feel like they feel that, you know, things could work out better. Now, for some of you, you may have moved towards someone else and that relationship ended. And now this person is saying, okay, now is my chance. Now is the time that I can come back in. And if Gemini's no longer with that person, then, you know, there's an opening here for me. And I will say that this person wants to put things on a better page. They definitely have gone through a lot of sadness. And I feel like they're looking for a second chance. This is what they want to talk to you about. And I feel like they've been waiting. So for some of you, you may have had another relationship in between this person and when you ended things with this person. I don't know why my tongue got tied right there, but it looks like you may have moved towards someone else You cut this person out, and now that has ended. And this person is saying, now it's my opportunity to put this on the right track. Now, that is not for everybody. So I do see that for some of you, though. Let me see the Ace of Wands. Show me the Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords reversed. That's in your energy. The Four of Pentacles reversed and the Hermit. Yeah, so I feel like this person they may have ghosted you. They definitely were quiet. They were wondering about you, though. They were wondering if there was a possibility. So this person never got over you, Gemini. They tried. They tried to release this and let you go, disconnect from your energy, especially because the two of you were not talking. And it was like they weren't talking to you. You weren't talking to them. They had gone within. I don't even feel like this person was really dating. I feel like they kind of were isolating, trying to figure everything out here. And now they want to let bygones be bygones. They want to release that energy that they've been holding on to. They want to open up with their emotions. They want to, you know, let whatever the argument between the two of you, they want to let that go. So I do feel they tried to move on, but they just weren't quite able to. And instead, they kind of spent a lot of that time trying to figure out why the two of you were at odds. You know, I do feel like I don't see them blaming you, although I see you feeling like they were blaming you. I see them trying to figure out how to bring this back together. Let me see the Five of Pentacles. Show me the Five of Pentacles. All right, Four of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords. The Two of Cups. And the World in reverse. That's basically everything I just said. They want to talk about what it was that the two of you argued about. And it looks like things got, excuse me, it looks like things got very toxic with regard to that, to your last communication before you cut this person out. And I do feel like they don't want to repeat that. They're afraid that things are going to escalate. If they reach out to you, that things will escalate. They don't want that. They want to be on the same page with you. Like I said earlier, this person never got over you. They feel like there's unfinished business between the two of you. So they're definitely going to be reaching out to you. Let me see the energy. They are fearful, though, that it's just going to lead to more conflict. And I have to be honest, I feel like you are not really receptive to this person. I do feel like you were unhappy in this relationship, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why you ended it. Ace of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, you moved on towards somebody else. I also feel like a lot of you have been working on yourself, Gemini. You've been pouring a lot of love into yourself. When you cut this person out, there was new love that was present, that was here in your life. And in your opinion, this new love was what you had been waiting for your whole life. And you may not have wanted to tell this person. You may not have wanted to be as, you know, like really upfront with this person about it for whatever reason. I do feel like this person has trust issues. I feel like, you know, they want to resolve things with you. They want to put things on a good track. They have been waiting to have a new beginning with you, and they're trying to figure out how to do that. You haven't heard from this person, and it's because they don't know what to say to you. I do feel like emotionally they're pretty exhausted. And if you have moved on with someone else, they're either it's ended or they're hoping it's ended. And I feel like this person has been watching you. This person has been hoping to have a reconnect. So let me see the Queen of Wands. I don't feel like you have been thinking a lot about this person, though. All right, so we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and we have the King of Cups. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancerian energy. Virgo is here as well as Gemini. But what I'm seeing is that this person is in love with you. They would be more than willing to let bygones be bygones, and they're trying to figure out how to contact you, how to express their feelings to you. They have been watching you this whole time, however long that's been, and I feel like it's been a while. You're not viewing this person as an option, though. I feel like you are deeply attracted to someone else, and I feel like you're not really, possibly even a Leo, but not necessarily. I feel like you're trying to find the balance in your life. You have love, you have passion in your life, somebody that you are feeling strongly towards, and you're not viewing this person as really being an option. I feel like you feel that your attraction to this person was because of confusion, because of physical, like you were physically connected with them, but not so much that you were in love with them. So let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome for Gemini. Yeah, because I see you as looking at them as not really being an option for you. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. We have the Six of Swords and the Five of Wands. So this tells me this person is going to come towards you. They want to fight for this connection. I don't feel like you are going to take them up on it. I feel like you're going to turn them down. You're going to turn down this offer. They're going to try to put the two of you back on the same page. It's going to lead, from their viewpoint, it's going to lead to an altercation. When they reach out to you, they're going to feel like it's just a continuation of a fight. But from your perspective, Gemini, it's not. You're trying to avoid a tower moment with this person. You don't feel like there's stability here. You weren't happy in this connection. That's why you ended it. And I feel like you're moving forward. You're rejecting their offer. There is something in this person that you're identifying here as being toxic, and you don't want any part of that. You don't want to be in a toxic connection. And I definitely feel like there is someone else that is in between you and this person, somebody that you have strong feelings for, and I feel like you're in love with that person, and I feel like you don't view this person as really being an option, that this was, in some way, it was a toxic connection. So I see you literally turning that person down, moving forward, saying, I was unhappy here. There was a lot of chaos. I don't want the chaos in my life. This person's going to try to rebut that. It's going to wind up with neither of you actually talking again. And I do feel that this person it's unrequited love. That's what it amounts to. It's unrequited love. So bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups. That's underlying energy. And it does show me that you do have a wish fulfillment that is coming true, but it came about because of the ending of this connection that you viewed in some manner as being toxic. And so what are you moving towards? You're moving towards your wish fulfillment. And this person is having a difficult time accepting that because they're still holding on to you, even though they're trying to act as if they're not. And I don't feel like they want to, but it's like this unrequited love. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card. Pulling for Gemini. Let's try that again. That just didn't feel right. Pulling for Gemini. All right, Gemini, you have Peaks of Joy. It's number 33. Now, it came out in the reverse. So I do read reversals in this deck, so let's see what that is. All right, so in the reverse it says, do you rely too heavily on your material achievements when you assess how happy you are? Perhaps you say, I'll be happy when I meet the right lover, make the right amount of money, reach my ideal weight, and so on. Why wait to arrive at the perfect destination before allowing yourself to experience sheer delight? This is a day for joy. Take a walk, listen to the songbirds, scratch a kitty's head, play with a dog, look at a baby, and be in awe of life, which leads to a true sense of bliss. Be alive, be grateful, and know that happiness is an inside job. All right. I hope that this has been helpful, Gemini. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Gemini, know that you are loved, and namaste.